You can use signup.com to schedule parent conferences. The first time you go to the site, there will be a register option here, and you can actually sign up with your Google account. So once you go through that and create your account, we're going to take a look at how to set up your parent conference schedule. So I'm going to go to the dashboard. I'm going to create a new sign up. This particular sign up kind is single day or multiple days, and anything with an asterisk is required. The category, they have parent-teacher conference, which is nice. Name this, I would give it your name and then say parent-teacher conference. The welcome message is optional. You could use this to just introduce yourself and what you teach, just so that if parents land on your welcome message, they make sure it's you. You might tell them to download Zoom or have access to Zoom or make an account with Zoom ahead of time, or whatever you want to say there, that's optional. In Zoom, what I would do is create a meeting like we do with no fixed time, reoccurring meeting, or you could schedule it, but you really want one link for parent-teacher conferences. And this is where you could actually paste the link in. If you don't have it made ahead of time, you can go back in and edit this. There are various checkboxes, and the only one that I would suggest checking is to hide the comments from participants, except from the ones who made the comment. We are affiliated with this school, so your screen might look different. You're going to go through and pick your school or put your zip code in and select your school. I believe all of our schools are in here. This is not necessary to get an email status report. Your organizer information is partially filled in for you with your name and your email. You could put what you teach, you could put your building phone number if you choose to, or if you prefer they contact you through email, you can leave that blank. In the what information do you want from participants, you can fill out what you'd like to see. And I struggled to get a spot for the child's name. I found I needed to have a paid account for that, so I found a workaround. But if you can get that to work, that's great. And we can't limit spots per participant because we have the free account. I can get back in and edit all of this, but I'm going to go back and click Next. And I want to create a new spot. What I would do is not start here. I'm going to suggest you add shifts. So you'd like one person to sign up per spot to attend the parent-teacher conference, and pick the time you want your shifts to start. So if your day starts at 1 o'clock, we're going to say 1 p.m. Whoops. And then go till, cut it off a little bit before your dinner time, so maybe 4:50 or or whatever time you want to shut that off. And then the shifts are not an hour long. If your building is doing 10-minute meetings, you can pick 10 minutes. You do have to pick from what's pre-selected. And then it wants to know breaks in between. We've had trouble scheduling the break times. So what you might consider doing is, if you have 10-minute slots, maybe say 15 minutes, and then cut off a little bit early to give you time to pop to the next parent or guardian. So that's set up until my dinner time. I'm going to apply that. And then I'm going to add shifts again, and the same thing, but this time it would pick up after my dinner time. So maybe I want to start at, if dinner is 5 to 6, so I start at 6 p.m. And I want to cut this off before 8 o'clock, so maybe 7:50 p.m. And again, they're not an hour long. Depending on your building, put in the appropriate time here and say apply. So I now have all of my spots created. I just have to pick the day I want them. So I want the 19th. I can add additional details here. It doesn't hurt to throw the Zoom link back in here, and then I'm going to say save. And then I say okay. So what I see is there are 34 time slots set up on this date. So the next step is click Next. You can choose a theme or not. That's completely up to you. I'm going to opt to skip this step. And then this is important. This is creating a link for the parents we're posting in Google Classroom. So if I do create link, it gives me the link to this sign up. It tells parents and guardians specifically how to sign up. So this is content that I would copy, open up your notes, open up a Google Doc, paste it in there so you have this information. You don't have to worry about how to find the invitation again. This is what would go in Google Classroom. And then you would say done. To view my event again, I go back to the dashboard. I click on it. Here are my spots. Here are details. So if I need to get back in and edit the details here, I can. I can look at the spots. Participants, I haven't played extensively with a lot of this stuff yet, but this is getting it set up. So what do the parents see? All right, so if I were to put that link in my Google Classroom for parents. Okay, so I've played with this and already signed up. This is what parents would see. And you'll see the ones that are taken. They would click sign up. They would have to put their email address in, and there is a spot for a comment. And then that is where they could add their student's name. So in your instructions, you might ask them to do that. So you could put in your child's name, click add comment. So once they sign up for a spot, no one else can sign up for that spot. They get email confirmation that their spot has been signed up for. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to turn this off, like accepting responses, because it's a free version. What you could do is let parents know that at a certain date and certain time, that's the schedule. It won't shift if they need a different time. They need to reach you via email. So there are lots of ways to look at your content once it's done, but that's a quick look at how to get signup.com set up. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions.